afternoon.
Awesome. Okay. I'm so glad you could make it. How's your
Thank
day
you.
been? How's your weekend?
It's really Shakespeare. It's been really productive. I had a woman from Oregon. She wanted a signed copy, so I had to go mail that this morning. And then I already did about 1,100 words, which is like three. So it's a good amount of work. I usually do around 1,000 words a day every day.
Really?
Mhm.
Wait, what is it for? Do you have a blog or something?
Sh- Shakespeare. No, my second book. Like this is
Oh,
my
oh,
first
I'm
book, right?
sorry.
Shakespeare. This is my first book, and then I have a volume three. This is volumes one and two, and then I have volume three coming out relatively soon. Shakespeare.
Wow. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. I'm a writer myself, but I like rarely am regular with it. I just
Hmm.
kind of follow a spur of the moment kind of tactic. Like if an idea pops into my head, then I'll just
Hmm.
just go crazy and I'll just like start
Yeah.
typing like insanely, but that's absolutely amazing. But yeah, just go ahead, tell Tub Time about yourself. Happy to have you. I should have started with introductions. I just kind of dive into conversations
That's Shakespeare. That's
immediately.
okay. Yeah. No. Yeah. I am a writer from Shakespeare. I'm a writer from Texas. I did some journalism there. And I won some awards for it, and then photography too. And then I did I started after the Navy. I started writing fiction and poetry. Poetry is just for fun though.
Mhm.
And I love my work more than Shakespeare. I have Tourette's, and now I live in British Columbia, Canada. So,
How do you like it?
um, I love it. Shakespeare. I love the Vancouver area.
Yeah.
It's like living in Jurassic Park because when you see the movie they have like that really rich foliage everywhere.
Oh yeah.
Like island. It's like an island paradise sort of situation. Same
Mhm.
thing. It's like the mossy version of that. Like imagine the most. It's really cool. I love it. It's like the trees look like they've been there since the dinosaurs. It's wild how big they are.
That sounds
Yeah.
absolutely beautiful. It must be a really great writing environment too.
Shakespeare. Yeah, it is. People are really accommodating of that sort of thing, and there's a lot of artists I think that live around there. So
Oh, 100%. I haven't been myself, but I watch a lot of home renovation shows that happen to take place in Vancouver. So,
Oh my God. Yeah, that's
yeah.
amazing. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
wish I could be one of those people where I make like 800,000 a year and I put birds on old antiques and sell them. You know, Or-
I
yeah.
know. It's a hustle in and of itself. I myself am trying to get back into real estate. I took a break for about a couple of years just to focus on getting my master's degree, but it's just been way too long. I want to get back into it. Luxury real estate is like calling my name, and Vancouver is an absolutely amazing market for that. So,
Yeah, it's really lovely. It's really
yeah.
lovely,
Do you
but it's
travel and
expensive.
write too?
I go where I can. I've lived like all over the United States. Like in
Really?
different. I've lived in so I grew up in Texas. I lived in Louisiana, New York. I was stationed in Florida, Jacksonville. Um, I've
Stationed like
visited.
you were in the army?
I was in the Navy. Yeah, I
Oh,
was a
you're in the
Navy
Navy.
corpsman, which is a
Nice.
medic.
Thank you for your service.
Yeah, like you're welcome. I guess. I never know how to respond. I don't think any veteran does, honestly. Is you know what's so funny, actually?
Yeah.
This is the craziest shit. I saw at Taco Bell a parking spot for veterans at Taco Bell, and I was like, what the hell is the point of this? What a weird way to like show
What a
gratitude.
random place to
Yeah,
have.
like the next thing it would be like erasers for veterans. These are pencil erasers. You like that, right? No, what the hell is this? It's so
No, we
bizarre.
just want our benefits. Like we
I
just
don't
want
know.
to stop
Yeah,
being homeless.
yeah, I get. Yeah, yeah. I'm like, well, we have bigger problems than not being able to park where we want at Taco Bell, but whatever. Anyway,
You're
Yeah,
free to talk
we're
about
fine.
whatever you want. This has no structure whatsoever. It's just whatever comes to mind.
Yeah. No, that's all I that's all I had to say. But I just thought it was funny. I Shakespeare, the whole in fact, like the whole veteran like disability, like getting veterans disabilities like really complicated. And I just did mine just recently, and I was
Mhm.
talking to, which is fun. I didn't even Shakespeare. I didn't even know like I would qualify. Um, but then I talked to like a guy who's an advocate for veterans, uh, and he's a disability advocate for veterans. And he's like, yeah, you would. And I'm like 34 years old. I've been missing out all this money for like over a decade. I could have been getting paid, for that stuff. But yeah, so uh, but it's income, which is helpful, I guess.
It is, yeah.
Mm.
So, for your Tourette's, you have a very interesting case of Tourette's. Like, I thought you actually wrote Shakespeare, and then I realized, like, oh no, that's your tick, and that's like the most interesting tick I've ever seen. I don't know if you
I'm
want to
not.
like go into it because, like, I'm
No, no, no. I
personally
could. I
fascinated
will.
as
I
an
will.
English major.
Oh, that's amazing. Oh, it's
So-
extraordinary. Is that what you got your master's in?
No, so I did my bachelor's in English and then I did my master's in business. So it
Mhm.
was kind of a big 180 because there's no money in the English degree. So
Yeah, I was like, I taught myself to write. I didn't go to school for it. And
really,
um
that's
yeah, and
awesome.
actually I learned recently that my first book, this book is considered a work of literature and is like a recommended reading in classes studying Dickens.
It's a beautiful book.
Thank you. I love it very, very much. I I worked an extraordinary amount of effort went into writing it.
Yeah.
But having Tourette's, right? So I say Shakespeare, which is funny. Because like I have worse tics where I say like words that are like considered hate crimes now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I'm not a fan of, right?
Mhm.
But Shakespeare is a really fortunate uh I think manifestation of it, because like I have like worse, like most of my tics are like really like, but you know what, actually, but some of them are really funny. Like if my friends are having a conversation and I'm not part of it because I'm doing something, I'll have a tick. Well, I'll just yell bitch or something, like and they'll be talking about someone, and then it's like I'm punctuating their point, like bitch, like, and they just laugh so hard.
I think
'Cause
you're ad-libbing it.
yeah, yeah,
So
and
funny.
yeah, like I remember I was working at a Starbucks, right? And it was a work meeting in the back. And, anyway, in the middle of the meeting, the manager's talking about how well we did, like profits and stuff. And I had a tick where I yelled raises really loud. I made it really, I just made it really awkward in the room. Everybody's like, oh, damn. Oh, fuck. It was so funny. It was
I would
so
have been
funny.
like,
That's the thing though.
if
Like
that's what we're thinking. I mean,
I said, yeah, there's something called truth ticks where you like say, like you say something, and it's actual like it's funny because like some things I can't withhold, like because they'll eventually come out. Like the truth will reveal itself because I don't have control over of that part of my brain. Like Tourette's syndrome, a syndrome is a pattern of, for people that don't know, it's a pattern of symptoms and which the underlying cause is unknown. And so, uh, I can't control my body or my voice, which is just an extension really of my motor. It's really an extension of motor tics, um, but language is an interesting component to it because anyway, so saying like things like actually I heard of this girl, Sweet Anita. Have you ever heard of her? Her
I
name is Sweet Anita. Yeah, she's on TikTok. She's quite famous for
oh, is
having
she the girl with the
Tourette's.
long brown hair? She has
Yeah,
okay, okay, yeah. I
yeah,
think I've seen her a few
yeah.
years ago. Yeah, she
She's
popped
been
up.
hospitalized and stuff for Tourette's, and I have too because Shakespeare. Like I
Mhm.
have my hands all fucked up. Like I have like a yeah. It's kind of deformed a little bit because I've beaten them stuff so much.
Oh,
Um, yeah, and this thing is it's kind of funny because you can't like stop. Like I had a tick for like a month where I was clenching my teeth and I was gonna break my own teeth because you can't stop. You
is
can't
it
like
kind
it
of
doesn't
like
matter that it hurts.
aligned with OCD, kind of?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a good observation. That's very astute. Yes, absolutely. 100%. Shakespeare, Shakespeare. But it's basically it's interesting because it's some things that I obsess about, like they end up becoming a tick. Like for example, um I never there's a gay slur that starts with F. I'm not gonna say it because I don't like if I don't have to, I don't want to. But everyone knows what I'm talking about. It's otherwise known as a bundle of sticks or a cigarette, I think, in the UK. Long story short, I had a guy that I was playing video games with in our group of friends, and he would say that word a lot. I didn't know he was gay. In my defense, I had no idea he was gay. So like he was just owning it, right? But so I was like, I said like, yo, man, it kind of bothers me that you say that. Like, and I wanted to tell you for a while, but I obsessed about it for so long that it ended up becoming a tick. And now
Oh
and so
no.
it's really
Oh
frustrating.
no.
Yeah. And Shakespeare, I obsess about Shakespeare too, about at least his legacy.
Yeah.
Because I'd like to, I'd like some version of that myself, that kind of immortality. Um, and I don't know. I don't want to say reverence because that's a little bit full of myself, but I am full of myself. So
I
that's
mean,
just
nothing bad about it. If you have the
anyway.
talent to back up your arrogance, I guess. I wouldn't even use arrogance in
Mhm.
that context, but
Mhm. Yeah,
generally
yeah.
speaking, then, you know, it's fine. I mean, a lot of people are arrogant for absolutely no reason at all.
Yeah,
I'm from New
yeah.
Jersey, so I see it all the time.
Are you there? Do you live in New Jersey now?
Yeah, I'm in Jersey now. I used to live in PA for college because I went to Villanova, and that was the only other place that I lived in, really. Always wanted to kind of be a nomad and travel and live in places. I have traveled a lot, but I haven't actually like moved from place to place. But aside from that, I really just think it's so interesting how a lot of your texts have very emotive aspects to it.
Oh yeah. I think my Zoom is breaking, and I've had this problem for a
No.
while, and I thought I clicked the wrong version of it. I yeah, it's dying on me. Hold on. It's gonna kick me out. Sorry.
Fine. I'll send you a different link.
That's better. Is that
You're
right?
back?
Yeah. I got on my yeah, I got Shakespeare. I got on my yeah, I had it already up on another browser, so
Oh, okay.
just in case. Yeah,
Yeah,
Shakespeare.
Zoom gets really picky.
Yeah, it's really weird. It was fine for a long time and now it's not functioning very well. But like yeah, I actually went on a date with a girl from Jersey recently.
How was it?
And she was really lovely. She was really lovely until like um yeah, it but like
Oh, yeah.
we didn't end up connecting like, for obviously like a long-term thing. We didn't, like anyway, we only went on one date and yeah, she was very nice. She called me, which is really funny though, is she called me a phony. And I was which is so weird.
That hurts.
Yeah, which is so weird because I didn't know people still said that word. It sounds like so many
Right? That
dating
sounds
slangs or
like something off of
catch her.
Scooby-Doo or something.
I was like, do you guys say phony there?
I don't,
Do you
I
guys?
don't. We say fraud mostly, not
Hmm.
phony, but
Hmm.
that's
You guys
really,
have to like, yeah, you guys have
I
to
would have been
like,
like, funny? You mean funny? I'm funny?
yeah, it was really bizarre. Um, anyway, uh, yeah, I have had a really crazy dating life for like the last year though. I got divorced, like in February of last year.
Seriously?
And I had
Wow.
yeah, I had a girl, I went on a date with a girl, like, I found out that all of her pictures were like AI generated. you know.
No.
Yeah, and so, like, I show like, here's the thing, like, I have a rule, like, where I, like, have to video people first and, like, hear their voice, 'cause, like, I can generally discern, like, how compatible we are just by the voice. Like,
Right.
that you can probably do that too. I think everybody does that to a degree, right? But, like, because of, like, a lot of stuff, like, I was abused a lot as a kid, like, I'm really observant. It informs my work really a lot.
Mhm.
It helps a lot in that sense, but yeah, so but I broke that rule and I said, okay. She seems eager to meet, and uh, and I should have known that something was gonna work out because she was inviting me straight to her house for the first date.
Oh no.
So anyway, I've
Super
never like I just
shady.
yeah, I right. I just moved to Vancouver, and I don't know the area, and I don't know, like, what buildings are what. So what I found out later is that what she told me is that the place that she was at is, like, housing for the mentally deficient, like, mentally ill, like, it's it's for people that are, like, on some I don't know. It's not it's anyway, it, like, smelled like urine, like, when I walked in,
Oof.
and, I knew that she was ill, like, immediately. The moment I saw her,
Gosh.
mostly because she looked, in the face was consistent,
Mhm.
but the rest of her was not consistent. If
What was she
she
like dirty or something? Needed a
no,
bath?
no, she was very yeah, she's very heavy. She's very, very heavy. And, and I just, like, instead of, like, I actually ended up staying for about 3 hours, like, just talking to her. And I should have known actually also, she told me that her son was kidnapped. Like, you know,
Is he
like
still gone? Is he still
no, he's not. No, that's the thing. Like, it was a cut. She made it out to be like he was actually kidnapped, but it was like a custody thing. And
Oh.
the dad is like, I don't know. Anyway, it was really messy and weird. And I brought over stuff to because I lived in Louisiana. I know how to make like Bloody Marys, like the way that they do it. And I went like shopping and I spent like 70 something dollars on stuff uh to make these for her. And when I got there, like the counters, you couldn't put anything on the counters because like she had stuff everywhere, and so I had to make it. It was really awkward. It was really awkward. I felt really bad for her. But I never spoke to her again after I left.
I
Honestly,
mean, yeah, she kind of deceived you.
yeah,
Um, It's
yeah,
just such a weird situation to be in, like being catfished. I'm really glad it didn't happen to me, but a lot of people catfish their personalities as well. So, I mean, I mean, in my dating experience, a lot of guys start out really nice and then
oh yeah,
when I don't
automatic
give
guys,
in to
yeah.
their expectations, a
No,
whole other side jumps out and
oh
it's
Jesus,
a little bit scary and
yeah,
just a huge turn off. So, I
oh
mean,
yeah,
a lot of girls unfortunately have to deal with that these days. Just the
it's pretty
overall,
lame.
yeah,
Yeah,
whatever. I mean,
Shakespeare.
you're good.
Shakespeare. I actually had I went on a date with another girl who uh we went on a few we dated for like a week, but she found out that we broke up and sort of I guess, and she found out that I was doing a poetry reading at this place, and so she came to the poetry reading to because she heard that I had like bombed the night before. I read something that's really complex. It took me like 4 days to write.
Mhm.
And it's about the nature of justice.
Oh,
Like
wow.
like the first sentence is we contend justice is among our senses, but its chance conception in nature exposes our conceit when we sunder our marriage to reason for the profits of incurious vengeance. And then it goes on and on and on.
Oh,
It's a bit. It's a bit. It's a whole thing. Anyway, nobody got it because they couldn't read it. They were just listening to me, and it's hard to get the first time for anybody. It took me 4 days to write it, so a single paragraph. Um, and so she heard that I bombed, so she wanted to see me bomb. So she came, but then I read stuff that was
so
really
rude.
funny. Yeah. Yeah, it was like so she here's the thing. Here's the crazy thing. I was there. I missed the sign up sheet or whatever. So I ended up going like almost dead last. So she stayed for like 3 hours, like
That's
watching all these
crazy.
other people show up. And then I'm like fourth from the last person.
Mm.
The minute I'm done, she got up and left with the guy that she was on a date with. And it
Ew,
was so
what a
awkward.
weirdo.
Yeah, it was
That's
so
so
awkward.
weird.
He's so mean. Yeah, it was really mean. Like,
Such like
yeah, that
weird
was the reason.
stalker obsessive
Hmm.
behavior. I mean, I
Hmm.
have to deal with that too as an influencer every single day. People who dislike you but still watch your every single breathing, waking move. And it's
Mm.
just like, get a job, like do something, get a hobby, anything to
I actually,
occupy yourself.
you have
Like,
to, you have to school me on that. I've never experienced any kind of harassment.
oh,
Like,
really?
yeah, because I mean, I think it's because I'm a guy. Like, I just
Yeah,
don't.
I think it's because
I'm,
you're a guy.
it has to be. I've never gotten like I've gotten messages, people trying to slip into my DMs kind of situation,
I mean,
but like,
for myself, it's more just about people like outright stealing my content every second they get, mocking me, mocking my dead dog, mocking like my entire life.
oh
Yeah,
my God.
it gets deep, but I've learned to be very indifferent toward those types of situations because it just says a lot more about the people themselves and how kind of like extremely insecure and low they feel about themselves. So, I mean, I used to take it very personally. I really did. I used to get very angry. I used to get very fiery and I used to react, but I just realized, like, that's exactly what they want. And silence is a much more powerful answer. And it actually shuts them up a lot more when, they see that you're in control of yourself and in control of how you choose to react. So, I mean, it happens to me every single day, but you know,
That's crazy. I only have like 6,000 followers though, so not really. Yeah, that's part of it. Yeah, I had a girl. I actually that's not true. I had one woman write me and say that she hoped my cat died in my arms. Like,
I mean, at least it would be in my arms.
yeah. So yeah,
At least it won't
uh,
be alone like you. That's what
yeah.
I would have said.
Oh damn. See, I'm not that quick on that sort of thing. Like
I'm
I don't
quick
have
with
those
my
locked away,
responses.
locked and loaded. I'm not ready to fire.
I'm a
I got a
pistol.
yeah. I got more like a safe that takes a while to open. Yeah. And then the gun's in there. It takes a minute.
You're fine. I mean, it just shows that you have a very sweet demeanor and, you don't deserve the craziness that comes with, you know,
Yeah.
but I mean, it is a double-edged sword, like putting yourself out there in any
Hmm.
aspect with your art. I mean, I've been in the influencing game for like pretty much like a few years. I did take a break for a while to kind of recoup because you need those breaks sometimes.
Hmm.
But coming back, it just, it kind of it was a really great break. It really helped me just refocus. I got to do everything I wanted to do. I got to travel wherever I wanted. Then I just got back to work. And a lot of people got intimidated by that, but that's not my problem.
Yeah. I'm proud of you because I think what it does is like gives you perspective too,
Does.
like stepping away from it.
It
Like
does.
realigning yourself with what the real world experiences and
Mhm.
not so much like what social media tries to present as truth.
Right.
Yeah.
They
And
always
it's all
say touch grass, and I touched a lot of grass.
yeah. Yeah, man, that's such a worn out. Yeah, it's so
It
worn out
is.
too. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
trite,
Yeah.
but it's so true.
Mhm. Mhm.
Have you ever
So
had any oh, sorry, go
go
ahead.
no, go ahead. No, I
I
wasn't
was just
never
gonna go
mind.
back to, like, the whole dating thing, and if you ever had any, like, horrible ticks come out during your dates?
Hmm. Um, I don't know. I just well, you know what? Actually, like I have to worry about like yelling in their ears. Like like I literally like shout and like I'll be if I'm talking to them because we're in a bar or something and I'm trying to like I'm in their ear and then I have a tick while I'm talking to them, it could be like yeah. It's
Super
the same reason I have to do
amplified?
yeah, it's really fucked. And I have to do the same I have to worry about that with my cat. Like if I'm cuddling her, I can't be near her ears because I might like shout or scream in her ear.
Oh, poor baby. That's so cute.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cats' ears are super sensitive too, so
Mhm. Yeah. I it's crazy because like having ticks, like you can have any kind of like whatever the human body is capable of doing, you can
Mhm.
start doing that as a tick. And so like I punch myself in the face, like and I gouge my own eyes out and I like jab myself in the throat. Um and I slap myself. Um and I had to take and only one day, but I had a tick where I was stomping my foot, which like took away my ability to walk. So I could because you can't walk because it starts to hurt really bad after a while. You
Wow.
can't just keep stomping your foot. Right. Yeah. And it's pretty it's kind of Shakespeare. It's kind of crazy how like something like that can become so disabling. Um, you
Yeah,
know,
because you think it's just a mental thing
mm,
and that it's only contained there, but it manifests similarly to OCD. I knew one girl with OCD who used to bang her head against the wall when it got like really bad and
mhm.
compulsive, intrusive thoughts.
Yeah,
Definitely
both of the yeah, it's fucking lame.
it's it's the absolute worst.
Mhm. Yeah, I've like punched holes in a tub before, like a
A tub
bathtub.
like this. This is like
I
it's pretty
I
hard.
I don't know. I don't know what kind of tub that is because it's all blurry.
The
But
jet. Yeah, I kept it blurry because I don't know why. I mean, I want to like renovate here at some point.
mm,
I used to have like a nice like little background that I hung up on the window, but
mhm.
it kept falling. And then one day I set it on fire by accident because I had a candle there. Ripped the whole thing down in 5 seconds, sink it in the water. Thank God there was water there. It was a sheet and yeah, it just caught on fire, super flammable. I'm so surprised I didn't touch any of the flames. And I was in like a bikini too. So I was basically naked putting out a fire,
That sounds like something that would be in a rom-com.
right?
Yeah, like she's trying to like get ready to go out and meet the person that she's getting with, and then she accidentally sets a fire. And she's in a bikini. And she's just trying to solve that problem.
And
It's weird.
it all happened
It's
so
like
quick. It happened in like 5 seconds, and I had to think so fast. I was like, ah, rip
it's a
this shit
hilarious
off.
disaster.
Don't get it. Yeah. There were ashes
Mm,
everywhere, just bits and pieces of burnt sheet in my tub, and it was such a mess. So I stopped using candles for a
mm.
bit.
I love candles. I'm a
Me
huge fan.
too. I have to start
Mm.
getting those like automatic electrical candles or whatever that they sell.
Oh yeah, the ones that yeah, the warming plate. It's like a warming plate kind of, right?
Yeah, I have to start getting those.
And they melt. Yeah, I love those. Yeah, for that reason too. Uh, I didn't realize like, you know, because I Shakespeare. I grew up in the South. We don't need heaters really. That like we have them because they're I mean I guess they're easy to make if you have AC anyway.
Mhm.
But like you don't we don't we don't really need them and I didn't realize like how much you could easily and there's like infrastructure here like in Canada everywhere to like combat the cold and the freezing temperatures. So much stuff can be set on fire. Like I had no idea. I had no idea. I got yelled at so many times about that. You can't
Really?
do that. You're gonna set the house on fire. And I'm like, how often is it I look it up and it's like a real thing? I'm like, oh shit.
Oh my God.
Yeah. No, it's cold. I remember one day I was working and someone told me that it was where I was living in, it was Edmonton, Alberta. They said it was the coldest place on earth
Oh yeah,
for the
that's like
day.
north, isn't it? It's like,
Yeah, northern Alberta, yeah. It's
yeah,
like
yeah.
super north. And I was like, and I was so furious. I was furious. Because I actually I was so furious for reason. Yeah. So like whenever I was in the Navy, I was stationed in Great Lakes, which is north of Chicago.
Huh.
And it got down to like negative 40 degrees Celsius and Fahrenheit, because apparently that's where they meet. They meet in temperature. That's where they have the same
Oh
number.
my God.
Yeah, negative 40 degrees is fucked. It's so cold. Like it's
That's
so
crazy.
and yeah, that it was colder than that. It was like negative 40 something, 44 degrees, I think. And that kind of cold is like I've never experienced anything like it before. It's crazy. It made me feel like I lived in Russia. Like like this like the really terrible parts of Russia where even the Russian government's like, "We're sending you there because it
We're
sucks."
sending you there, guys.
Yeah, it sucks there, trust me. Yeah, like the kind of place where you like go and like the snow like literally becomes frozen to your car completely and like encases it in ice, and it's crazy. Yeah.
Wow. How did you survive?
You know, honestly, uh, it there's the whole that's the thing, like, everyone's, like, housing is built to, like, withstand that and deal with that kind of temperature,
Yeah.
which is funny because like, when I'm living here, it's, like, super, now it's getting hotter all the time, and
Mhm.
now all these people that used to live in, like, moderate temperatures, like and the heat was, like, not that bad, now it's getting to the point where, like, old people have to worry about it. And like infants have to worry about it, right? And then and they don't have AC. Nobody has AC up here for that because
Seriously?
they've never needed it. Yeah. So like
Wow.
they're kind of in it's like there's kind of a big uh there's a problem coming for Canada because like a lot of places are too hot.
Oh.
Um yeah, and people are
Ice
suffering
caps
from it.
are melting. Canada's getting warmer.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, that's what actually my whole book is about the climate change
Really?
sort of. Well, I mean, it's a there's an allegory for it. It's like like the real consequences of climate change. There's
Mhm.
like you know, I mean just I can name a bunch. But the coastal erosion, underwater currents slowing uh because of like the warm water and stuff. I don't know. There's a lot of different ones. Oh, the mass migrations, disease, famine, from like populations becoming more and more dense because there's fewer and fewer spaces to actually live, all that stuff. Yeah. Um, it's crazy. It's crazy. I don't know what Canada's gonna do, honestly. I don't know. They're a weird place politically.
Yeah.
Mm.
And super expensive, like crazy expensive for no
Oh
reason.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, Vancouver is nuts. I've never lived in a place like where an apartment is like goes for over $1 million.
$1 million. Like LA prices. You get one bed, one bath. At least your place doesn't look like raggedy, like a lot of
No, that's the thing. Like where I'm living right now, I actually someone who is support who really loves my work paid for all of it,
oh, that's
so
sweet.
I could stay in like this place, like a really nice place, and do my work in peace.
Mhm.
Because where I was living before, I was living like in a house with like a million other people,
Yeah.
uh, and they would get in my space, like they would literally just walk into my room, like where I was doing my work, and I'm like, what the fuck? Um, and yeah, it used to drive me crazy. And they were always doing construction, so it was really loud, and I couldn't do interviews like this because like it was so it was like honestly, it was like they were beating like a tin roof with a hammer over there,
Oh, I believe
like
it.
right now. It was so loud that even wearing headphones, I still
A
couldn't
typical
really
day
hear.
in New York City, basically.
Are you serious?
Oh yeah. Oh my God. I
Oh
used to get
man.
spa treatments so I could relax for a day in New York. And right outside my spa, they just so happened to do really loud construction. So all I would hear were drills and hammers, and it was just the
Oof,
most unsettling
that's miserable.
experience. Yeah. I mean, the place was great and I loved going there, but it was actually opened by one of the Real Housewives of New York. So
Are you serious?
yeah,
That's
yes.
so funny. I haven't seen that show in so long. Everybody, it's one of those things that everybody pretends not to like.
Right?
There like a lot
God,
of
I
dudes
love reality
pretend
TV. I love trash TV. I really
they
do. It's the best.
Shakespeare. Shakespeare. There's a lot of dudes that are coming out like, yeah. Oh, I've seen a lot of memes lately of like husbands like saying like disparaging these shows, and then they have another the wife has like another clip of like them just standing there just watching like, oh, Bethany's gonna get it. Bethany's gonna get it. She shouldn't have
Next
done
thing you
that.
know, they're auditioning for like Love Island.
I've never, yeah, it's so funny. Yeah, there's I haven't I don't like have like TV anymore. I have like I watch everything on the internet, so
Yeah, me too.
um yeah. Yeah. That's great. Yeah, I love this. I think it's really funny. And they're really like weirdly like I think they're helpful for helping people to understand like what it's like
Oh,
being
100%.
on television when you have no experience being on television. These people like almost none of these people have been on TV.
Right.
Uh, and so like how they there's a pattern of like incompetence in that way, like because it's there it could be really awkward and people and they could be represented really it's really easy to be represented in a way that they feel is inconsistent with who they are and that sort of thing,
Yeah,
you
and the
know.
producers definitely egg them on to do that
Mhm.
because it makes for entertainment.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's I mean they're I don't know how much they're getting paid if they are getting paid, but generally these I mean they're on television, so what the hell.
I mean, you get something out of it regardless.
Yeah, you get like weird fans, I would think. I would think. I have a I on but in my world, I actually have a lot of I've met my whole friends. I have a whole group of friends now that I met through my book and that I hang out with like all the time.
Nice.
Uh,
Are
which
they
is really
writers?
great. Yeah, they like every day I hang out with them and we talk and sometimes I go over my work with them for that day or you know, and if I have like a story like I don't know, it's really fun. Making friends like through your when you have like I don't like to call them fans. I think it's
Yeah.
weird. I call them like people that like my work, which is what takes way longer to say, but
I
it's more
know. I
humanizing.
don't really know what to say, like, other than, like, fans. Supporters, I use supporters too.
Supporters is a good one.
Yeah.
The
I
supporters is
still
a good
have
one.
yet to come up with other ways to express it.
Yeah, that supporters is actually the best. For some reason, that one escaped me. That's probably the best one.
Yeah.
Um, I could probably just say that. Anyway, for the people that support my work, yeah, man, I because I think it really depends on like the kind of content that they know you make or are exposed to, like uh, and that you expose them to. So I like my work attracts like a certain type of people that are generally more um, really compassionate people and that work really hard. Like the first woman that read my book was a uh, that I didn't know was a nurse, a pediatrics nurse that and she's really the best. I dedicated my second book, the one I'm working on right now, to her um, and all who war against fascism in Ukraine and elsewhere.
Wow.
Yeah. So people that are like all like I have my one of my really good friends. She's a teacher. Another one, she's like a program coordinator for like
Wait
helping
less than
people
a
get
minute,
off
just
drugs.
kidding. I don't wanna
Yeah.
cut you off, but
No, no, no. It's okay. Yeah, it's a lot of really lovely
you're more than
people.
welcome to come back on again too. So, don't worry about
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, I'll have something actually like entertaining to talk about. I think. Uh,
No,
like
this is a lot of fun. This is really, really awesome. I'm so glad.
I'm glad. Yeah, it's great. I love my work and I love the people that I get to share it with. So.
Yeah. really great to
Like
meet
you too. I get to share with you. That's the whole reason why I'm here.
you. Yeah, exactly.
You know.
Well, thank you so much.